Well, good afternoon, everyone. I don't know if anybody can hear this or not. Can you hear it? Hey, Ed, buddy, can you hear me and see me good? Okay, yeah, because when I just went on here, it was really weird. It popped up and it said that YouTube wanted to use my camera and microphone. I don't know how to click yes. I don't know. I've never had that happen before. Oh well, maybe somebody's hacking me. Okay, so hey, I know nobody's really expecting me to do a live stream right now, but there's been a lot of things that's been bothering me here for the past couple of days, and so you know the conditioning of of our minds, and and that's you know we're always put up when we're little kids. It's conditioned in our mind that we have to trust the police, that we need to trust the police, that we need to trust them, and it's conditioned in our minds. It's just the same way as firemen. Trusting firemen, you trust firemen to put fires out, save people's lives. Same thing with the police. Same thing with the police. We always trust the police. We've always been taught trust the police. They're good guys, and to the most part, I'm not going to say all of them are bad, but to the most part, some are. But here lately, I've been seeing an awful lot of bad, and not just in the police. There's a lot of bad in everything. People hijacking other people's stuff. And get a life. If you want to own something, own it. I mean, you don't have to steal. You know, uh, I just got. I know Regan. Yes, I know. They're all guilty until proven innocent. I know. Uh, and here I'm kind of starting to think like that too a little bit. But you have to give them the benefit of the doubt. Some of them are good. I mean, if somebody was busted in your house, whose first place you going to call? You ain't going to call the Ghostbusters because they're not going to do anything about it. Hello there, Sherry Reese. Haven't never seen you here on here in a while. So we're probably going to get some new people on here. Okay. Okay. So, but anyway, I've been thinking about this for a while, and that's why I've titled this "Conditioning of the Mind." Is we we're always our minds are conditioned, programmed, conditioning and programming. When we condition guys for football field, for football games, still love you too. You know that. Yep. uh, we condition our guys. We put them through vigorous running, sprints, tackle drills, even at semi-pro. Footwork. I'm all about footwork. Because if you do it enough times over repetition, it becomes second nature. Well, I'm glad to meet you, Sherry. Is it Sherry? Anyway, I'm glad that you came on here. We're needing to get more people on here to follow these and to more people to act because we're just not getting the message out there like it needs to be. I mean, today I got a very disturbing video sent to me of Eric Brandt. Okay, let's clear this up. I've never been to Colorado and met with Eric Brandt. I've never even talked to the guy. Uh, Regan Benson has been the one that I've been talking to. I am Timmy Henley's dad, Joey Henley. Okay? I'm Timmy Henley's dad. I'm Joey Henley. And this has been, Tommy and me and Tommy, Timmy's twin, we started working on this probably September 5th. the day after Timmy was murdered, because there was no way that we were going to freaking let them condition our mind to believe that Timmy did what they said he did. There's no freaking way. None. None. And I just reposted a post of what Timmy's heart is here on there. You'll have to go and read it. It's on my last stream. I'll try to copy and paste it on this one too. It's Timmy's heart. It's Timmy's own words. Yes, I am. Yeah, in fact, Joey Henley. I'm the only Joey Henley. There's not another one. Well, yeah, there is, but he's black and he plays basketball. He's a pro. If you Google it. But no, I'm Joey Henley. I'm Timmy's dad, and Tommy Henley is Timmy's twin. And Tommy and I, we just knew this shit didn't fly. Excuse my language, but this shit didn't fly. They're telling us that Timmy was this and Timmy did this and blah 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 blah. No, 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 no. That is totally wrong, totally bogus. That's not right. So we went to work on this, gathering facts, getting information for what we could, and getting the phone slammed down. I mean, getting told every time we talk to somebody, oh, it's under investigation. We can't talk about it. It's under investigation. You can't talk about it. You just killed my kid, and you're trying to tell me that he was a bad person, and he's not a very bad person. Yeah, see, Regan just reposted it. That right there, what Regan just reposted right there, that's Timmy's right. That's Timmy. That's what he wrote. You can read that. He worked at Amazon and he was a trainer. He trained people. So, and you read that, that's coming from the heart of this man that they're trying to say was busting in houses, busting apartments, charging after cops with guns in his hand. I mean, knives in his hand. Flipped out dude had to be put down. Just no other way. There's just no other way to deal with this situation but to kill him. Do they not learn how to do psychology? I mean, especially coming from Officer Engelberg, who had met with Timmy 3 hours prior, wasn't a threat then, and he was hallucinating then. He told them that he was up on top of the vehicle because some wild German Shepherd puppies chased him up on there. And he told the guy that he had been hallucinating and he was on drugs. That alone right there should have got him a ticket into the hospital, or to have him committed into jail for 72 hours for a psychiatric thing, right? So just trying to tell you stuff like that, conditioning your mind, and seeing that's the way things are. Is they condition your mind since you're a little kid. Since you're a little kid, you go back and you start thinking about it. It's yeah, that was a quote from Timmy's Facebook, Regan. Yeah, that Regan just reposted that. That's Timmy's words. That's Timmy saying he had an amazing day at work training a group of new associates at my work, and one of the guys stood out, and it was bugging me constantly, thinking what was up with this guy or this kid. And there's more to it. There's more to it anyway. It talks about, how Timmy went and Timmy was talking. Those were Timmy's words. I didn't write those words. Nobody else wrote those words but Timmy. And that's the kind of heart Timmy Henley has. So, you're going to go try and tell me that he was breaking in houses when he had a cell phone in his hands. It's proven. The drone footage shows the cell phone less than 18 inches from his hand. But what they don't tell you is how a white pickup speeded out of the parking lot at the time that he was shot. Who has white pickup? His girlfriend Kristen. It says white pickup. Whose statement is not on the thing there? Kristen. There's no statement of her. None. Now you'd think that the cops would go do a statement on her since they live together, right? You would think they would. But no, there's no statement of her. No, there's no statement of her. No, none at all. None. And her. Let me tell you something else. Her brother's a cop, or is a retired cop. So that tells you what side they're on, right? Conditioning of the mind. Okay, when I mention the word cops, automatically we mention the word cops, the name cops, police officers like that, automatically think good people. Well, some of them are. I know a few that are, but then not these guys, not over there in Westminster, Colorado. They don't even have. They don't even have freaking webcams. I mean, dash cams. They don't have body cams, and they don't want to get body cams. They don't want dash cams. They get $330 billion, $1 million for the fiscal year. They don't have webcams ordered. They're not even thinking about it. No, no, they don't even think about it. That's kind of fishy. It's not kind of fishy. It's fishy. But anyway, getting back up onto that other thing, uh, Regan, Bo and Regan Benson, they've been awesome. Awesome for me. I mean, you know, yeah, they do, Tom. They just wipe their asses on that money. Yeah, it's all taxpayer money. Yeah, $26 million annual budget of the PD and 33 million annual city budget. So see, these guys have plenty of money to buy dash cams. Dash cams, come on. And I already talked about that in my last stream. But anyway, this one, the conditioning of the mind is like we're conditioned to think that these people are going to do a good job, that we can trust these people. But we can't. You just can't trust them. And Regan's thing about guilty till proven innocent is looking more and more like daylight than ever before. And so, see, Ed, I was too. Ed, I was raised to trust cops when I was a kid. I don't anymore, and I never really will either. Again, we were raised to that. If hey, I understand they got a crazy job, but you know what? They're trained to do those jobs, right? You would think that they were trained, and law enforcement is trained to handle pretty much a lot of different situations that the normal person couldn't. Psychology, being able to talk people off of a ledge, being able to talk somebody to put a gun down that's going to take somebody's life, that stuff. Be able to talk to people about that stuff. Be able to talk to somebody who's just freaked totally out, that, just totally freaked out. Talk them down. That's what you're supposed to do. That's called protecting and serving. That's what it is. They run around with that. They drive around with that on their cars to serve and protect and serve. It's the same thing. Hi, Judy Winder. Yep, the ambulance service neglected him too. You're right. They should have taken him in for treatment. Here you have a guy that's up on top of a vehicle, and he's up there and he's like hanging from a tree, trying to climb up in the tree. He's a young man. He tells them that he's been chased up there by a pack of German Shepherd puppies. Puppies. Come on, man. Puppies. Hey, Joe Smith. The chat is about conditioning of the mind, about how we are to we are conditioned in our minds as little kids to trust in the police. Trust the police. It's like you trust the doctor. And see, you can't even trust doctors anymore. You really can't. I had an issue here a couple years ago, man. I went to the doctor and, I had some issues, man. And this dude wants to stick a long needle in my side, and do some biopsy and stuff. And it was needless, it wasn't needed. It's to make the money, man. It's to make the money. And then they want to know why healthcare is so high. Because you got a lot of crooked doctors out here just doing stuff, just making the money, making the money. They don't care if they heal you. If they heal you, then you won't come back. Yeah, Regan and Bo, 2020 president. Yeah, Tom. I don't think they would want that. But anyway, so, uh, you know, but back over here, I got this video talking about it was Eric Brandt. I seen it today. It's like none of the Henleys have ever contacted him that I know of. I don't know. Tommy might have talked to him a few times, but we've never went to Colorado and went and met with him. When I went to Colorado, I didn't meet with him. I met with Regan. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I didn't go get him. She's my she's my activist there. Okay, she's been my activist there. She was the first one, and it took a little bit. I didn't just walk up to her. I didn't just start texting her and say, "Hey, you know what, man? These cops shot my kid." Blah 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 blah, and she just believed it all the way. I had to prove it to her, and I proved it with a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of pictures, and a whole bunch of statements, and a whole bunch of stuff. It took me texting her back. I'm gonna say it took me probably about 10 hours to even get her to like think. But now, if you talk to her, she knows the whole story. She knows it all. She's kind of adopted Tim as She knows Tim pretty well. And we never said Timmy was an angel. Nobody's ever saying that he was the perfect saint. Because he wasn't by far. He's not. He's perfect to my eyes, but he's not perfect. And no, none of us are. We're all hypocrites. And that's why we had Jesus come and die for us. But that's another sermon. So, but I just wanted to clear that up because, it didn't really make us upset or anything like that to see that video, but just let it be known that that we're Henleys and we're fighting for Timmy Henley. We don't care about what other people want to do. You want to go spray paint? You want to Tim and Tom, age of the oldest son. Yeah, it's impacted her. But we don't. We're trying to get justice for Timmy. That's what we're trying to do, and we're not going to just go run here and there and this and that. We need nationwide exposure. We do need that. So that was in my last stream. Was we need people to step up and pass these on. Tell people about this. We need to get this out there. We need to get it out there because else it's come. September 4th is going to be coming up here again, less than a month. And that makes a year. And, we already have the attorneys working on it, but we need to get some exposure. We need exposure. And if you live there in the state of Colorado, don't you want to see some change? Don't you want to see some change? I mean, they're killing people over there right and left. That's what they do. It's like some people get up and eat breakfast. They get up and kill people. They're cops. They kill people and then just cover it all up and lie about it. We have the discovery drive that's from the district attorney's office. He can't even prosecute because they took the most valuable files out. See, they can't prove that they took all the evidence out of the discovery drive to even put Timmy in any of the buildings that he was supposedly broke into. Can't prove he was in there. There are no fingerprints. You can't prove that he was in there. You have a statement from one guy. But then you also have a statement of that guy that contradicts himself when he walks by Timmy laying there on the ground and says, that's not the man that was in my house. The man that was in my house was a bald-headed Latino man with baggy clothes. but you never see or hear of another interview of that person. So you can't place Timmy in any of those apartments. Can't do it. I'm sorry. Maybe if you'd pull out them fingerprints and let's see the fingerprint, that knife that you say that he was laying out in one of the apartments. How many apartments have knives? Everybody that on here right now in your kitchen, in your house, I guarantee you have knives. I have knives all over the place, you know. So there was a knife, but Timmy was killed with this, one of these. It's called the cell phone. Does that look like a knife? That doesn't even look like a gun. But yet Timmy had that in his hand. That's what Timmy had in his hand. That's what Timmy was walking down the thing, looking down at it. And this dude jumps out, fires a shot at Timmy, and then continues to shoot him. Why? Because he's a psychopath. He's a wimp. Yeah, he's a wimp. But we used to call him back in the day. He's a wimp. Shouldn't be a police officer if she's going to have to go shoot somebody. I mean, what, did Timmy intimidate him earlier? I mean, from what it sounds like to me in the witness statements from Andrew Willis, Timmy wasn't saying anything threatening that morning. Timmy was just scared, scared, in need of help. And Timmy was the type of person, he didn't go to the doctor. I don't even go to doctor. I don't go to doctors. I hate going to doctors. Hate it. The passion. Timmy got in a wreck here on Oakdale Road on his motorcycle, weaving in and out of traffic. Car pulls in front of him. He hits that motorcycle and he hits that car and he flips all the way over the hood of the car on his motorcycle, cracks his helmet. They have Timmy sitting up in the ambulance and he's sitting there telling him he's okay. Guess what? He did, he went to the hospital because here, that officer there pulled me aside and said, hey, look, he's refusing to go to the hospital. But here's the thing. He's going one way or the other, either in handcuffs or willingly. That's what my Modesto police officer pulled me aside and told me when Timmy ate that car. He said, yeah, your son, Timmy Henley, he's going to the hospital for that motorcycle wreck. Then he crashed out and he flipped over, he hit that car, rolled over the hood of that car, smacked on the ground. He had his helmet on. He hit so hard he cracked his helmet. And you've seen those motorcycle helmets. They're not cheap. They're not flimsy. Timmy's sitting there in the back of the ambulance, and they had him all hooked up to these machines and stuff. And they're telling him that he's going to the hospital, and he said, no, he's not going to the hospital. Timmy says he's not going to the hospital. And that officer pulled me aside and said, you're his dad. I said, yes. He said, well, Timmy's going to the hospital. A Modesto police officer told him, he's going to the hospital one way or the other, either in handcuffs or he's going to go willingly. And about that time, Timmy's mom pulled up, and so she got and went with him. But Timmy had a concussion. So see, people that are being traumatized like that, they can't make good decisions. And especially somebody who's been hallucinating, they can't make good decisions. And, they just can't. So that is a bullshit story about them saying that he was breaking in houses. They can't put him in any houses. They can't put him in any apartments. The evidence on his body alone tells you he didn't break any doors. How could he break a door? Apparently, to what they said, he had a knife in both hands. Come find out he had a cell phone in his hand. Timmy had a bum shoulder playing football. Yeah, he played football, man. He was barefooted, pair of shorts like I'm wearing right now. Pair of these shorts, pair of shorts and a t-shirt. Barefooted. Yeah, he's not really kicking in deadbolt doors. But no abrasions on the bottoms of his feet. No abrasions on his shoulders. None on his forearms. Just some dirt, from when he fell on the ground, bullet holes all in him. So you be the judge of that story. There's no fingerprints. Either they're very poor, their crime lab is they're CSI crime scene investigators. Either they suck at their job, which they probably did, because from everything else there in Westminster or Adams County, or whatever you want to call it, they seem to not know how to do their job. Toxology report. Okay? There was only thing that was found in Timmy's body, in his blood, was cocaine. Timmy smoked pot. Timmy drank. None of that was found in his blood. Why? You just killed a guy. You need to know what's in the guy's blood. Tell me everything that's in his blood. Did he have an aspirin in his blood? You know, they didn't even test his blood. Fake report. Exactly, Judy. Fake report. But yet they took the top of his head off to look at his brain, because that's in the autopsy. And these are the things that just bug me and haunt me. Do you know what I'm saying? And so I called down to the autopsy people. I forget the name of them, but they're there. And I asked the lady, I said, well, what's the bottom of his feet look like? Well, we didn't look at the bottom of his feet. My jaw dropped. Well, why wouldn't you look at the bottom of his feet? You did an autopsy on the guy, right? Yeah, we did. And then she kind of got smart with me. Then I asked her, I said, so what all was found is what? It's all in the report. It's all in the report? Well, he smoked marijuana. Marijuana stays in your system for over 30 days. Right? The county coroner, Adams County. They didn't even do an autopsy. They didn't do a thorough one. Had 8 cops there when they did it. Why? Why do they have all these cops there? Why do they need all these? They're afraid Timmy was going to jump up and start, doing the kung fu thing on them or something. They'd have all them cops, all of our taxpayer dollars with all them cops. I think Reagan was telling me there was 8 cops that were there. Why? See, those are things that don't make sense, and those are the things that they covered up, and those are the things that they can't prove. They can't prove that Timmy was in there. There ain't no evidence that Timmy was even in any apartments. There ain't any evidence of Timmy busted in anything. There's none. Yeah, there's none. There's no evidence of that. None at all. But yet they want to lie about it. They want to sit there and say, yeah, well, Thornton police have a different story. Thornton police have a totally different story than what Westminster has. In fact, one of the Thornton police officers said that if it was any other agency that showed up that day, Timmy would be alive. Because they know Louis Engelberg. They know he's a loose cannon. He shouldn't be on the force. But yet, but all these other people have to cover up for him. So, but that was the only thing is, and I know I've talked about I've talked a lot about this, and, I'm getting better. Yeah, I'm sad. I'm totally very sad that my son had to get blown away like that. My only regret is I have 2, actually 3. One, that I could go back. I wish that I could go back and I can do everything all over again. And the only thing I would change is I would spend a little more time with my son. Number 2 is I regret that I even let him go. If I had known all this, I would have never let him go. Thank you. These are things that have been bothering me, and these are things that I've been praying about. And yeah, I pray all the time. I pray all the time. We're in a battle right now. We're fighting evil right now. That's the way I look at it. It is true. There's no way of looking at it. We're fighting evil cops. We're fighting an evil, corrupt system. And it's only going to get worse. So we're asking that you would do your part is to help us get this out there. We want to see some changes. No changes are going to happen unless we have the help. Regan's one person. She can't stand out in front of the police station all day long where they're laughing at her. They're taking she hands a flyer of them of Timmy Henley in the Westminster Police Department, and then the security guard comes out and asks her, "Here, do you need this back?" And she says, "No, go ahead and keep it." And then he just walks over and throws it in the trash right in front of her. And then I seen that sheriff guy. His name is Newcomer, Sergeant Newcomer, deputy sheriff deputy. I sent him an email asking him questions. Did you know it's been over a week? Did you know he's not responded? He didn't responded back. So, you know, I don't know who this Joe Smith was, but he left. I guess I don't know. Maybe he thought we were going to come on here and talk about something. Maybe he thought we were going to talk about some kind of drama. We talk about truth here. Oh, is it she? Oh, well, don't bother me. And then people say whatever they want to say. And that's the same way with my son, Timmy. Timmy and my son Tommy's the same way. They don't go looking for trouble. We never go looking for trouble, and we walk away from trouble. But you put your hands on us, and that's a different story. Totally. You may not like it. This is what we're here for. See this kid? See this guy? That's my son, Timmy. That's the guy they shot and killed, blew away. And then so I'd say, oh, yeah, he was a burglar. Because if you go on to uh, the Adams County Dave Young's website there, Broomfield County website, and you read that note, you read the decision letter and all the evidence that they've got there, it's all bullshit. And it sits there and says that, Timmy was shot inside of an apartment. The newspaper said that. I don't know if that one says it or not, but they made it out to be he was the villain. He wasn't doing anything wrong, except being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Probably fighting with his girlfriend, Kristen. We have a video of Tommy has a video of Kristen and Timmy driving down the road, and Timmy sitting in the passenger seat, and Kristen sitting there talking shit to him, calling him every name in the book. Who's to say they weren't fighting? She drives a white pickup. There was a white pickup speeding out of the parking lot the time Timmy was getting killed. But nothing's been ever said to her. Why didn't they do an interview of her? Then we have one interview of her, and that's the night that Timmy got killed. So see, there's just a whole bunch of stuff that's not right with this thing at all. And there's a whole bunch of stuff about, other things other than all. And so I just wanted to come on here and clear it up because my good friend Regan Benson over there, she's been helping us fight. If it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have got the Discovery Drive. And the Discovery Drive is a flash drive like this. This isn't it, but just like this. And it has all the documentation that the police submitted to the district attorney to see if they could bring charges upon these police officers. But what they did is they just put together their own little story and took out stuff that's going to incriminate them. You said there was some blood found in one of the apartment doors. Well, it couldn't have been Timmy's because he wasn't bleeding there, right? He had no cuts on his arms or his shoulders or his feet. So it couldn't have been Timmy's blood. So how did they get inside the house? That's what we were told. How'd the knife get all the way from the parking lot where Timmy was at, laying out there, a good 40 feet, 50 feet? How to get inside the apartment? How to get there? Oh no, this is it looks like that. This is another one. This is another one. I have the other one over there in the thing, but yeah, it's just like this. This is the Discovery Drive. This here, I have a bunch of these, man. See, I have a bunch of these guys, man. Over the years doing business, just putting different things on there. Been in business 30 some odd years. Ever since Nicole was born. Before Nicole was born, she's going to be 30 this year in November. So I've been in business for myself for about 30 years. So but still, and then people want to come in and hijack what we're doing. Want to put your name on our stuff, so that you've been doing it, and the family has asked Eric, what's his name, Brent. I've never asked you to do anything. I've never asked you. I never talked to you, dude. Timmy wouldn't have talked to you. Timmy wouldn't have gave you the time of day. Timmy would have laughed you at your face. Yeah. Right, Tim? Yup. That's what he'd say. Yup. So, you can go ahead and act. Anybody can go ahead and try to steal and lie and whatever. We're used to it, man. We're in this fight to win. We're gonna win. We're gonna win. And didn't you ever read the book? At the end of the book, yeah, it gets all kind of crazy and stuff. But for one, we wouldn't even got that Discovery Drive if it hadn't been for Regan out there getting on the phone, talking to Westminster, talking to the DA's office, emails, stuff like that, and stuff that she's continuing to do right now. She's got so much information. She has more information on all these people that we just mentioned. Dean Milano, she has information on him. Louis Engelberg, Chris Hempelman. She has so much. She has so much information on these guys. She has more than probably the investigators for the lawyer's office have. We just can't put it out there. We can't tell you what we're doing. We got a lot of stuff that we're doing and working on. And then there's no candlelight visual going to happen here in Modesto. I heard there was going to be one in California. Why? All we want here, all Timmy's friends want here, is they want justice for Timmy. Because they all know Timmy's played football ever since he was 7 years old. So you count the number of guys that he knows that he's been on football teams. Not only football, basketball, wrestling. Yeah, more lies. There's not going to be no visual here in Modesto. Why? All we want here is we want justice for Timmy. We already had our candlelight visual. We already had our memorial back in October. Timmy was killed in September 4th. I think September 17th was the memorial, and that same day afterwards we had what do you call that? I can't even think. My mind went blank. Celebration of Life. Let loose the balloons at the park. I remember because I took Abby Dog. Yeah. So, that was right after. And I think that was on September 17th because we had to wait because people were coming from out of town. People were coming from out of state, not out of town. But see, we couldn't even bury Timmy. Pretty hard. We had to have your son cremated because there's some more bullshit. Okay, is it getting pretty choppy? Sounds pretty, because we couldn't even have Timmy sent over here. It would cost so much dang money. By the time you got permits to transport a body over state lines, you know how much that costs? Yeah, you have to get a permit. Yeah, you have to get special licenses and special permits. And then you can't transport them yourself. You have to have them do it. It's all freaking government red tape. So we had to have him cremated, which is really hard. So now there's no place to go. There's no headstone. No headstone to visit. No gravesite to put flowers on. Yeah, I'm ranting a little bit. I have plenty. I have a good reason to. Yeah, it is hard. If you ever think you have anything hard in your life, I mean, try to do this. You know, yeah, burials outrageously expensive, but at least you'd have a place to go put flowers. You know, but you know what? You might have took Timmy's physical body, but his spirit's still with me and is strong. You know, his spirit is with me strong. I'm telling you. Him and I just played football yesterday on Xbox 360. Yeah, it was just like playing him. Yeah, but that's all right because Timmy was my football player. Me, him, and I, we played football. We coached football together. Yeah, 83. Wow, that's the year I graduated high school. It's been a while. It's been a while, Judy. Where are you from, Judy? Are you there in Colorado? Class of 83. That was my year. Yeah, that was the year I was supposed to graduate. But I had other plans. But I turned out all right. It turned out pretty dang good, I think. I'm proud of myself. I pat myself on the back. Okay, so you guys, man, I really hope that you guys are really coming aboard here and that you're really going to go out and you're going to help us. Don't just be part of it. Oh, you're in Adams County, Colorado. Oh, okay. All right. So I'm probably guessing, Judy, that you're wanting some change there, right? Yeah. Yeah, I bet you do. You know. So anyway, we're wanting to get some help to push this out there. Even help if Regan would love for you just to contact her. We need to put together some people to get together with Regan Benson and set up some type of march, some type of thing, something to where we can keep this name out there. We've already tried to send our summary to, several news stations, media stations there. We've tried that. They don't want to. They've had plenty of opportunity to step up. They don't want to deal with it. I'm guessing that because they want to uh, be on the police side. They're conditioned. Their minds are conditioned. So we're not trying to get anything violent. Yeah, we need to get more people to care about this. About this, we do. Few care about individuals, but we need to get more people to care about this than what is, because I don't see. I don't know. Nobody's talking about if they repost anything. Nobody's talking. We've at, last post the night Friday night I did a post. I mean it's a post. You can tell what era I am in. I'm a Facebook era poster. Okay, so yeah, but Regan pasted all these email information, email addresses and stuff. Get in there and start talking to your people, man. Start talking to people down there. Tim Carlson, he's the chief of police, in Westminster, Colorado. Go there to Don Tripp. He's the city manager. Get a hold of what's that lady's name? Kim Barron. She's the deputy chief. Send old Dean Delano our regards and ask him. Get up, send them emails. You don't got to be hatred, hated. You don't be sour pusses or whatever. You just ask them straight up questions. Hey, how come you guys have so much money and you guys kill so much people, but yet you don't want to even get body cams? Why? Why don't you have body cams? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? You just like killing people and getting away with it. So that's it. So don't let your mind be conditioned to go and steal. They're stealing from you. When you pay their bills, you're paying their check. They're getting paid from your tax dollars, and they're not doing it. They're stealing from you. They're taking from you. They're stealing from you. Straight up stealing you, and they don't even have a gun. Well, that's good, man. If the more help we get, the more people that we get out here to push this word out there and to stop, and Regan's right there. She's right there in Colorado. She's at ground zero. She's getting all the shit. I'm here in California. I can't just drive over there and go in and talk to people. So it's just not a good idea for me to go talk to anybody face to face right now. I might end up grabbing an old Dean Delano by the throat or something. He wouldn't like that because he wouldn't get loose. So but I'm nonviolent. I'm not a violent person. But this is something that I should probably get violent about. I wouldn't want to kill him. I just want to get a hold of him for a few seconds. That's all it would take. But anyway, so I'm gonna cut this one off right here in a minute because I didn't plan on getting on here. I just wanted to number one, I wanted to straighten out some stuff that Regan Benson. She's my bud. She's my she's my road dog there, man. And her and her husband Bo, they've done nothing but good for me and the Henley family. And they're invited to anything that we do, anything. And that was number one. And number two was, uh, don't let people condition you. This is a different time. Maybe back when you were, 7, 10, maybe back 10, 20 years ago, you had honest people working in the police department, you know. Yeah, we are going to celebrate soon. And maybe it was that way back then, but it's not that way now, and it's getting worse. And unless we put a stop to it, or at least try to put a dent in it, and the way you do that is getting on this. It's just don't just come on here and just read for the drama. Watch me get on here and then get off here and then let it go out in one ear and out the other. I mean, stand up. I mean, because this can happen to you. Yeah, it happened to me. It happened to my family. Tommy. Tommy has a rough time, man. He's Timmy's twin. Tommy Henley is Timmy Henley's twin. They're twins. They have a bond. They have this bond, man. They can tell. It's actually true of twins. Twins can sense when the other one's sad, when the other one's hurt. They can sense that. The twins, they have a bond. They have a special bond. Tommy has just lost it. It hurts me to see my son Tommy, the way that he's had to deal with this. The only thing that's kept him going is his two sons and his wife. He's got Leo and he's got Micah and he's got Amy. Those are things. Those are the only, that's all. If he wouldn't have those, he would be a basket case. Yes. So anyway, And then my daughter Nicole, and Casey. Nicole, she just cries every day. See, because like Nicole is only a year older than Timmy and Tommy, and so her, Timmy, and Tommy, they kind of had a bond together because they were all the same age for a week. So they were all 5-year-olds for a whole week. And Casey, Casey was like one of Timmy's favorites, sisters. He'd go over her house and stay with her, and she did everything for him. Buy him clothes. He bought his own stuff, but I mean, Casey, they just had it. Yeah, exactly, Judy. And we're not wanting to be out there and scream and holler and make fools out of ourselves. We want the word to get out that, hey, you know what, Westminster, you guys screw up. You guys have screwed up, uh, you know, Adams County. You screwed up. You guys screwed up. You screwed up for not having that cop arrested for murder, premeditated murder. You knew on the way there. Isn't that what premeditated murder is? Is then you're going to kill somebody before you get there. Isn't that premeditated murder? I think it is. I don't know. I can't keep up. I'm not a cop. I'm not an attorney or anything like that, so I don't know those laws. But I do know that if you know you're going to go kill somebody and you're on the way to go kill them, then it's worse than if you just kill them. Right? I do too. And I don't want nobody feeling sorry for me. And no one to feel sorry for me. If you want to feel sorry for me, you put that energy for feeling sorry for me. Let's get in here. Let's get this fight going. Let's start fighting. Because I'm not going to fight until I breathe my last breath. I'm not going to quit. I was thinking that, earlier I mentioned, that live streaming is not getting the exposure that we need. And it's really not. Because I mean, people come on here and they look at it and they just walk off and they did, never hear anything else about it. You know, I mean, so we need to go live. I mean, we need to go nationwide. I mean, Stephon Clark here in California, in Sacramento, California, got killed. It took a whole year for the DA's decision to come out in that one. And we would probably be still waiting for Timmy's decision if it hadn't been for Regan Benson. Because as soon as I got a hold of her, because all I was getting before I got a hold of her, actually, I'd kind of walked away. Yeah, I had kind of walked away from it and said, you know what? I can't do it anymore. I found everything that I needed to find, you know? So, and so I kind of just stepped out. And then one day I just was on Disarm America or Disarm Police site, and I just was having a rough day, man. And I just wrote on there, why? If I had killed somebody, they would have already had me locked up and thrown away. But yet these guys, cops, can kill my son. And I didn't even know their names then. And this was in January. It happened September. We didn't know the names of the officers that killed our kid until freaking was it February? January? Yeah, it was about the first part of January, middle part of January. You know. They didn't care to let us know. But now we do know. Now we know everything about them. Because there's more about these people that I know, that we know. We know where they live and everything like that. You know? Yeah, so, anyway, I'm going to cut this short because it's 5:30 and I know you guys are probably hungry. And I really didn't plan on being on here this long. I'm sorry, but conditioning of the mind was probably a good thought. I was kind of talking with Regan on the phone with it earlier, and we were talking about this, and then I was sitting there and I was thinking, I know she was upset with what she was dealing with over there. You're welcome. I know you were having a bad day. I know you were. And that's why I was sitting there and I was thinking, you know what? I have to go live and I have to do this. I hate evil too. I hate evil too. And but evil is disguised as light. Remember that, Judy. Evil is disguised by light. Yeah. At my church, they just did a study on. They're going through the book of Genesis, talking about the curse of the land, talking about Satan's fall. He's such a God made him a beautiful angel. He's very beautiful. So he looks like the light. He looks a lot like the light, and he can pull the wool over anybody's eyes. You know. So anyway, I know you don't want to hear about all that, but that's where I find my strength is in Jesus Christ, Yeshua Hamashiach. That means Jesus is my Messiah. That's Hebrew. So the way I look at it is, if you want to follow Jesus, you got to follow the Hebrew Jesus. You know, Jesus is Hebrew. And his name wasn't Jesus when he walked there. His name is Yeshua. Yeshua. He's Yeshua Hamashiach. That is Hebrew for Jesus is my Messiah. You know, I'm learning a lot of Hebrew words. Like, Ishashia, that means woman. Ishashia. Ish is woman in Hebrew. So, you know what? If you want to know Jesus, you got to get to know Jesus. So, we try to teach you Timmy. And she just posted Timmy's own writings. That's Timmy's writings. That came from his brain, his writing when he got done with that work that day. That's his writing. That's not mine. That's from Timmy's heart. So you take a man that wrote that and say, okay, yeah, this guy's a bad guy. We need to kill him. Dang, dude, is that what you consider bad? All right. I can go for hours because I got this gift to gab, and I gab way too much. So, hey, thank you guys for coming in here and checking in and listening to it. And leave your little comments and stuff. I don't care if you got something bad to say it. Get it off your chest. Because it isn't going to bother me because you're not in my face. If you were in my face, you wouldn't say it. I guarantee you that. But no, I'm not like that. I'm a nice fella. Hey, you too, Ed, and thank you for stopping in. And hey, let's get this out there. Everybody get this out there so that we can. We need some exposure, man. Nationwide exposure. Hook up with Regan and set up something. Get your friends together and let's go out and let's do a march. Let's do something. We gotta let these guys know that they're gonna win. All right. So hey, you guys have a good evening, and I'll talk soon. Okay.